Today is November 18th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 9, The Family Afterward. We'll read page 124. At the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 4, we'll read 148. And of course, we'll read the daily reflection and 24 hours a day. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. We've been given a brand new set, once again, of 24 hours. What a blessing it is just to be alive today. And to be sober, oh man. What a miracle it is. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. Chapter 9, The Family Afterward, page 124. Henry Ford once made a wise remark to the effect that experience is the thing of supreme value in life. That is true only if one is willing to turn the past to good account. We grow by our willingness to face and rectify errors and convert them into assets. The alcoholic's past thus becomes the principal asset of the family, and frequently it is almost the only one. The painful past may be of infinite value to other families still struggling with their problem. We think each family which has been relieved owes something to those who have not, and when the occasion requires, each member of it should be only too willing to bring former mistakes, no matter how grievous, out of their hiding places. Showing others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. Cling to the thought that, in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession that you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. It is possible to dig up past misdeeds so that they become a blight, a veritable plague. For example, we know of situations in which the alcoholic or his wife have had love affairs. In the first flush of spiritual experience, they forgave each other and drew closer together. The miracle of reconciliation was at hand. Then, under one provocation or another, the aggrieved one would unearth the old affair and angrily cast its ashes about. A few of us have had these growing pains, and they hurt a great deal. Husbands and wives have sometimes obliged to separate for a time until a new perspective, new victory over hurt pride, could be won. In most cases, the alcoholic survived this ordeal without relapse, but not always. So we think that unless some good and useful purpose is to be served, past occurrences should not be discussed. Now the 12 and 12 are on tradition number 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, there was a certain place in this town called Middleton where they wanted to build this very big headquarters for AA with multiple levels and with very much good intentions here, but let's see how it works out. Page 148. There were, though, a few conservative dissenters among the alcoholics. They wrote the Foundation's AA headquarters in New York, wanting to know about this sort of streamlining. They understood that the elders, just to nail things down good, were about to apply to the Foundation for a charter. These few were disturbed and skeptical. Of course, there was a promoter in the deal, a super promoter. By his eloquence, he allayed all fears, despite advice from the Foundation that it could issue no charter, and the ventures which mixed an AA group with medication and education had come to sticky ends elsewhere. To make things safer, the promoter organized 3 corporations and became president of them all. Freshly painted, the new center shone. The warmth of it all spread through the town, and soon things began to hum. To ensure foolproof continuous operation, 61 rules and regulations were adopted. But alas, this bright scene was not long in darkening. Confusion replaced serenity. It was found that some drunks yearned for education but doubted if they were alcoholics. The personality defects of others could be cured maybe with a loan. Some were club-minded, but it was just a question of taking care of the lonely heart. Sometimes the swarming of applicants would go for all 3 floors. Some would start at the top and come through to the bottom, becoming club members. Others started in the club, pitched a binge, were hospitalized, and then graduated to education on the 3rd floor. It was a beehive of activity, all right. But unlike a beehive, it was confusion compounded. "24 hours a day, November 18th. AA thought for the day. I have gotten over my procrastination. I was always putting things off until tomorrow, and as a result, they never got done. There's always another day was my motto instead of do it now. Under the influence of alcohol, I had grandiose plans. When I was sober, I was too busy getting over my drunk to start anything. Someday I'll do that, but I never did. In AA, I've learned that it is better to make a mistake once in a while than to never do anything at all. We learn by trial and error, but we must act now and not put it off until tomorrow. Have I learned to do it now? Meditation for the day. Do not hide your light under a bushel. Arise and shine, for the light has come and the glory of the Lord is risen in thee. The glory of the Lord shines in the beauty of your character. It is risen in you, even though you can realize it only in part. Now you see as in a glass darkly, but later you will see face to face. The glory of the Lord is too dazzling for mortals to see fully on earth. But some of this glory is risen in you when you try to reflect that light in your life. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may try to be a reflection of the divine light. I pray that some of its rays may shine in my life. Daily Reflection, November 18th. A safety net. Occasionally, we're seized with a rebellion so sickening that we simply won't pray. When these things happen, we should not think too ill of ourselves. We should simply resume prayer as soon as we can, doing what we know to be good for us. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 105. Sometimes I scream, stomp my feet, and turn my back on my higher power. Then my disease tells me that I'm a failure, and that if I stay angry, I'll surely get drunk. In those moments of self-will, it's as if I've slipped over a cliff and I'm hanging by one hand. The above passage is my safety net, in that it urges me to try some new behavior, such as being kind and patient with myself. It assures me that my higher power will wait until I am willing once again to risk letting go, to land in the net, and to pray. Alright, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and I know we're getting up on time, so I'll make this quick, but I love the line on 124 of the Big Book. Cling to the thought, in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession that you have. The key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. And I've said this many, many times on the podcast, I know. But I used to look at my past with shame, all the things that I'd done, the people I'd hurt. But the cool thing is, when I made those either direct or indirect amends, and continue to make those amends anytime, promptly admit when I'm wrong and make those amends, I don't look at my past with shame anymore. I can't change what I've done. But what's amazing is my higher power can use what I've done to be my greatest strength. So I can go out there and help people that were in the same kind of muck and mire that I was in back then. And say, hey, you don't have to go deeper. You can get out of this right now. I've been where you're at. I know what you're going through. here's what I was able to do. Or rather, here's what God was able to do for me if I was just willing to do X, Y, and Z. God can use something broken and turn it into something beautiful. So with that, my friends, I hope you all have a great set of 24 hours. I hope you have a great one. And if we're given another set, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.